Hope you are able to see the screen now. We have seen this slide already, this differences between DNA and RNA. Here I said DNA is a double helical structure and RNA is a single stranded structure. This correction I have made and I have made the slide ready. So DNA is mainly present in the nucleus. It is double stranded DNA. The sugar then DNA is deoxyribose. The base that is present in DNA alone is thymine, whereas RNA is mainly present in the cytoplasm and it is single stranded RNA. The sugar in RNA is ribose sugar. The base that is only seen in RNA is uracil. Uracil cannot be seen in DNA. Same way thymine cannot be seen in RNA. Now purine and pyrimidine content of DNA double helical strand is always same. It follows Chargaff's rule. RNA, the concentration of purines is not equal to the concentration of pyrimidines because it is single stranded structure. DNA is stable for alkali hydrolysis, whereas RNA is susceptible for alkali hydrolysis. The function of DNA is it carries the genetic information and is involved in protein synthesis, whereas RNA is only involved in protein synthesis. Types of DNA include aDNA, bDNA, zDNA majorly. C, D and E are other minor types of DNA. 3 types of RNAs are there: mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. This is the difference between DNA and RNA. Now moving on to the messenger RNA or mRNA. This class is the most heterogeneous in size and stability. The mRNA is most heterogeneous in size and stability. hnRNA on processing liberates functional mRNA. hnRNA on processing liberates functional mRNA which enter cytoplasm and take part in protein synthesis. hnRNA means heteronuclear RNA. On processing, it liberates functional mRNA which enters cytoplasm and take part in protein synthesis. Now salient features of mRNA. mRNA contains a cap called mRNA is having a cap which is made by 7-methyl GTP at 5' terminal end of mRNA. Like DNA, RNA is also having 2 ends, 5' end and 3' end. The 5' end of mRNA is protected by a cap. That cap is formed by 7-methyl GTP. 7-methyl GTP. So the presence of 7-methyl GTP acts like a cap for mRNA which is present at the 5' terminal end. So function of this cap is it stabilizes mRNA by preventing attack by 5' exonucleases and also helps in recognition of mRNA by translation machinery. Also helps in recognition of mRNA by translation machinery. So this tRNA is recognizing this mRNA during translation process with the help of this 5' cap, nothing but made by 7-methyl GTP. Then this mRNA contains a poly A tail means at the 3' terminal end it has an attached polymer of adenylate residues of 20 to 250 nucleotides in length. So 5' end there is a cap to mRNA and at the 3' end there is a tail called made by A tail. A means adenine nucleotides will be rich, repeated A sequence, A like this. So many A's, number ranging from 220 to 250 nucleotides. It depends on type of mRNA, okay, and the purpose of mRNA. So the number ranges from 20 to 250 nucleotides of A nucleotides or adenylate residues are present at the 3-terminal end of the mRNA. The function of poly A tail is it maintains intracellular stability by preventing attack of 3' exonucleases. So there are exonucleases which can cut the RNA strands. So to prevent the action of exonucleases, mRNA has protections like 5' cap and 3' poly A tail. So this 3' poly A tail is helpful in maintaining the intracellular stability by preventing the attack from 3' exonucleases or exonucleases at the 3' end of the mRNA. And this can be used to separate mRNA from other species of mRNA. So this mRNA is different for different species. That is why this mRNA can be used for the identification of species also. Exonucleases attack prevented, thereby increasing the half-life of mRNA. So this has a poly A tail, protects this mRNA from the activity of exonucleases and is also used for the identification of species. Now see, this is an mRNA structure. This is a eukaryotic messenger RNA. On the left hand side you can see the cap made by GTP. This is at the 5' end. On the 3' end, see, there is a poly A tail. Poly A tail means repeated sequence of adenylate nucleotides is there at the 3' end of the mRNA. And in between 5' and 3' is the coding region, which is useful for the translation or synthesis of proteins. So this is the structure of mRNA. Now another type of RNA we have to study is transfer RNA or tRNA. This is also called as soluble RNA, tRNA or transfer RNA. The tRNA varies in length from 74 to 95 nucleotides. It varies in length by having 74 to 95 nucleotides. At least 20 species of tRNA, in every cell corresponding to each of 20 amino acids required for protein synthesis. At least 20 species of tRNA in every cell corresponding to each of 20 amino acids required for protein synthesis. Means there are 20 species of tRNA are present in every cell, because you know that there are 20 amino acids. One tRNA codes for one amino acid and we have 20 amino acids. So 20 types of tRNA are present in every cell which is required for protein synthesis. Apart from regular nucleotides on tRNA, it has pseudouridine and thymine. It is having as a extra nucleotide apart from the regular nucleotides in tRNA. The primary structure of tRNA allows extensive folding and intra-strand complementarity to generate secondary structure. So this is explained by Clover leaflet model. So Clover has proposed a leaflet model for the understanding of tRNA structure. I will show you the structure. Now this is the structure of tRNA. You can see 3' end and 5' end. 5' we have a cap, and 3' end also there will be a tail. Okay. Now 5' end, starting with the 5' end. So here in this structure of tRNA you can see 4 arms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is one small minor arm called extra arm, also called as variable arm. The first arm is called as acceptor arm. On the right hand side you can see the D arm. Next, anticodon arm, and next is T psi C arm. T psi C arm. And in between anticodon arm and T psi C arm there is one extra arm called variable arm. So these arms, this is a single stranded structure only, but it has folded wherever there is a complementarity, so it looks like a double strand. Actually this tRNA is also a single strand, but because of the complementarity at different regions, it has folded into a double strand like structure, but everything is single strand. Because of the complementarity between purines and pyrimidines, these bonds are possible in case of tRNA structure. So tRNA has got 4 arms, called, first arm is called acceptor arm, the second arm is called D arm, third arm is anticodon arm, fourth arm is called T psi C arm, and a fifth arm called extra arm called variable arm is also present in the tRNA structure. I will explain you one by one about the each arms of tRNA. And the structure of tRNA is very important. This is called clover leaflet model structure of tRNA. You should remember this structure of tRNA, which is very important, can be asked in the exams as well. Coming to the structure of tRNA, as I told, there are 5 types of arms are there in tRNA. We will see each arm and its function. The first arm is called acceptor arm, which is present at the 3' end of tRNA. So at the 5' to 3' end of this acceptor arm on tRNA, there is a cap with a sequence called CCA. There is a cap with a sequence called CCA. It carries the amino acid and it has 7 base pairs. See here, CCA. You should read from down to up. CCA. CCA is the codon that is present at the 3' end of the acceptor arm, and it carries the amino acids. It has 7 base pairs at acceptor arm region. Next arm is called D arm, or DHU arm means dihydrouridine arm. Dihydrouridine arm. Dihydrouridine arm. It has 3 to 4 base pairs. It has 3 to 4 base pairs. And this D arm serves as D arm serves as recognition site for enzyme which adds amino acid. This D arm serves as a recognition site for enzyme which adds amino acid. The third arm is called pseudouridine arm, also called as T psi C arm. T psi C arm. It has 5 base pairs and involves in binding of tRNA to the ribosomes. Pseudouridine arm is called T psi C arm. It has 5 base pairs and this is involved in binding of tRNA to the ribosomes at the time of protein synthesis. Another arm called anticodon arm, which is exactly opposite to the first arm, that is acceptor arm. Anticodon arm is present exactly opposite to the first arm, which is called as acceptor arm. So in the anticodon arm, it has 5 base pairs and it is helpful in recognition of the triplet nucleotide codon which is present on mRNA during the protein synthesis. Anticodon arm has 5 base pairs. It is helpful in recognition of the triplet nucleotide codon which is present on mRNA during protein synthesis. Codon and anticodon are complementary to each other. The nucleotides of codon have no affinity for amino acids. So tRNA acts as adapter, means mediator between mRNA and the amino acids. So tRNA transfers the amino acids from the cytoplasm into the ribosomes at the time of protein synthesis. Now another arm present in tRNA on tRNA is variable arm or extra arm. This is variable because this varies from species to species and within the tRNAs also. Class 1 includes most predominant 75% is having 3 to 5 base pairs in variable arm. There is another type of variable arm is also seen, that is class 2. It consists of 13 to 20 base pairs long in case of variable arm. Then the third type of RNA is ribosomal RNA or rRNA. Ribosomes provide necessary infrastructure for mRNA, tRNA and amino acids to interact with each other for transplantation process. Ribosomes provide necessary infrastructure for mRNA, tRNA and amino acids to interact with each other for translation process. Translation means synthesis of proteins from RNA is called translation. So this ribosomal RNA provides the necessary infrastructure for protein synthesis, and mRNA and tRNA helps to rRNA in the ribosomes so that the protein synthesis takes place during translation process. Now components of mammalian RNA includes, it has sedimentation velocity of 80 s. S means Swedberg unit. So 80 s ribosomes. The larger, it consists of 2 subunits, the larger subunit and smaller subunit. 80 s type of ribosomes include one larger subunit, one smaller subunit. Larger subunit is made of 60 s type and the smaller subunit is made up of 40 s type. S in S here is Swedberg unit. Another type of rRNA is 60 s type of 60 s type of ribosomes. It further contains 20 s rRNA, 5 s rRNA, 5 point s rRNA. These are other types of rRNAs that are present in small quantities. The function of rRNA is, it has role in binding of mRNA to ribosomes and protein synthesis. So helps in protein synthesis.